Hello, boys. I remember reading this question somewhere recently that went something along the lines of if out of everything you've learnt over the past few years, there's only one thing you could. Now, of course, there's multiple variations that can be made out of this question, right? If there's only one thing you could share with your younger self, if there's only one thing you could continue to do for the rest of your life, if there's only one thing you could instantly max out, what would it be? My answer to any one of these questions, to every one of these questions, is deep work. I remember for the longest time, I remember since I had learnt of this concept of deep work until very recently, I saw deep work as a hack, as a trick to get more work done in shorter periods of time. But more recently, I've realized that deep work is not something that would be nice to know of. It's not something that's just a hack or just a trick. Deep work is a necessity in today's day and age. Deep work is something that is essential to be able to function properly in today's day and age. Deep work is something that every single one of us needs to be prioritizing and working upon on a daily basis to get better at day after day after day. And that is what I want to talk to you about today. So let's begin. I've taken on this client recently who, through my mentorship program, I've taken on this client who's a 28-year-old man who had never heard of the concept of deep work, who had never heard of this idea of deep work. So let me walk you through what his days used to look like. He works from home, by the way. A major portion of his day's work is done on the laptop. So he would wake up in the morning, and I mean, it's obvious, right? If you do not know of deep work, and you've prioritized work, your work is something. Financial success is one of your main goals. Your entire day is basically going to be comprised of work, right? You remember I shared with you that I used my first routine was to sit down to work at 8 a.m. and keep work and keep studying, sit down to study at 8 a.m. and keep studying until 8 p.m., right? How will that not be the routine of somebody who doesn't know of deep work? Right, so that is basically what his day looked like. From the moment he woke up to the time he went to sleep, the one thing that was predominantly on his mind was work. In between, of course, he took out time to grab some lunch. Of course, he went to the gym. He has some good habits that he does, but because you want financial success, because that is your purpose, right? I completely relate to that. And I was thinking about this myself. If I hadn't learnt of deep work, I would literally just be working from the moment I woke up to the time I went to sleep, because I want to be giving myself the best chance, right? I want to be working as hard as possible. But here's the beautiful thing. Here's where deep work changes the entire game. Deep work teaches you that that output is not about stretching out your work day, it's about bringing it in. It's about condensing the periods of time you give yourself to work for. The beautiful thing about deep work is that the more time you invest into it, the better you get at it. The more amount of work you're able to get done in just about 3 to 4 hours of your day, right? So the more time you open up for other activities, the more time you open up for anything and everything else that you want to be working upon, anything that you want to get better at outside of work, outside of the main task of your day. You're able to give more time to because you invested time into getting better at deep work. You want to improve your mental health, meditation, journaling, gratitude journaling, you'll have time for them. You want to improve your physique, gymming, cardio, stretching. You want to get better at fighting, at defending yourself, martial arts, anything that you want to work upon, right? You want to learn an instrument, by all means go for it, because you've already done the major work of your day. If you sign up with me, one of the most important things, one of the first things I'll share with you is that we always want to be focusing on getting as much work done earlier in the day, and we want to be trying to get our bouts of deep work done earlier in the day, so that the rest of the day you get to close your work for the day. You get to say, okay, I'm done with everything that I wanted to do. See, it gets to the point where I'll honestly tell you, I finish my work for the day, I end my work day at 10 a.m. I end, as absurd, as blasphemous as that sounds, I end my work day at 10 a.m. And that's thanks to deep work. Let me just end it at that, right? I wish you all the best with everything, guys. Make your dreams a reality one day at a time. I will see you in the next one.